Right. Then I'll explain through examples. So strategy, right? Create business model strategies, profitable and scalable strategies. Okay. Done? Done writing this? All right. So ladies and gentlemen, consider this. Like I said, your first primary responsibility as a business owner is to manage the strategy for growth of your business. Now, for you to manage the strategy for growth of your business, you need to create a business model. Pay attention to this word. You need to create a business model which is profitable, so you make money, and which is scalable, so it's not depending only on you. Now, can I give you an example of a business model? Because most business owners never even think of this word. Most business owners just think, if I create a good quality product, if I offer a good quality service, I'll build a successful business. But that's not true. That's not true. Beyond a good quality product or service, you need a profitable, scalable business model strategy. So let me give you an example. So a few years ago, I had this doctor. He was a physiotherapist based out of Bangalore. His name is Dr. Dhananjay. He came to us and he, look, my name is Dr. Dhananjay. I'm the founder of this physiotherapy brand called Spectrum Physio. My clinic is in a prime location in Bangalore, in Shantinagar, Bangalore. It's a prime location. I have been doing physiotherapy for more than 10 years. I have more than 3,000 reviews on Google. My patients are extremely happy with me. My rating on Google is 4.4 out of 5. He also said that I'm the chairman of the Bangalore Physiotherapist Network. So Bangalore Physiotherapist Network is a network of all the registered physiotherapists in the city of Bangalore. Dr. Dhananjay is the chairman of Bangalore Physiotherapist Network, which means what? He's an established doctor. They will not make any struggling doctor the chairman of a network of doctors. Agree, everybody? Okay. He also named some of his celebrity clients, saying this Kannada film star is my client. This athlete who's represented India at the Olympics is my client. So credible person, 1 decade, 10 plus years of experience, credible person. He gave his entire introduction and then he said something interesting. He said, all this is there, but financially I'm struggling. I said, what? You're the chairman of the Bangalore Physiotherapist Network. You have great Google reviews. Your clinic is in a prime location. How can you financially struggle? So we went into the details of his financial model of his business. Now he runs this clinic in Shantinagar. At that time, you should charge 750 rupees for a physiotherapy session. Now, as a physiotherapist, in a day, you can do maximum 10 sessions. Agree, every 10 sessions, he will need physiotherapy. Right? So 10 sessions in a day. 10 sessions in a day, 750 rupees per session, 7,500 rupees collection of the clinic per day. Into 24 working days, 1.8 lakh rupees collection of the clinic per month. But rent of the clinic, 1,05,000 rupees. Prime location, Shantinagar. The landlord is making more money than Dr. Dhananjay. Okay? So 1,05,000 rupees rent of the clinic. 24,000 rupees salary of the receptionist. 12,000 rupees salary of the housekeeping staff to clean the clinic, sanitize the bed, mop the floor, all of that. 8,000 rupees salary of office boy for running around work. Okay? Electricity expense, water bill, maintenance expenses, stationery expenses, equipment replenishment expenses. How many of you realize he's a good doctor, but not a successful doctor? See the difference? He's good at physiotherapy, not successful financially. Is this making sense? Okay. I made a statement to Dr. Dhananjay that I'm going to make to all of you right now. You can be good at what you do, does not mean you'll be successful at what you do, because the difference between good and successful is big. Being good means you're good at the product or service. Being successful means you've got the right model, the right marketing, the right management. It's the model, marketing, and management which will bring success to you. Most people don't focus on the model, don't focus on the marketing, don't focus on the management. They only focus on creating a good quality product or service. So when I told Dr. Dhananjay that you are a good doctor, but you're not a successful doctor because you don't have a profitable, scalable business model. He looked at me with shock and said, "What is a business model?" Now, to cut a long story short, because some of you all business model, today, right now, if you open Google and you search for Spectrum Physio Bangalore, right now, if you open Google and search Spectrum Physio Bangalore, you will see Spectrum Physio has presence in 13 locations around Bangalore. 1313. Now, question to all of you. Is Dr. Dhananjay himself going and doing physiotherapy sessions in all 13 clinics every day? Yes or no? Type out for me in the chat box. The answer is obvious. No, he's not. But with 13 clinics, 13 revenue sources, has he built something of scale today which is not dependent on him? Yes or no? Yes. It's not dependent on him. 13 clinics are running every day under the brand name of Spectrum Physio. So he's built something of scale and he's making money from 13 sources. This is a profitable, scalable business model strategy for him. Now he used the strategy of franchising his brand. Now, am I saying all of you need to start franchising? No, that's one strategy to build a profitable. It's not the only strategy. But the reason I'm highlighting this example is how many of you agree that as a business owner, first step, you need to learn what are the various strategies to build a profitable, scalable business model. Yes or no? And then based on understanding the various strategies to build a profitable, scalable model, you need to identify which strategy is relevant to your industry. And you have to adapt that strategy. True or not? For some people, it may be franchising. For some people, it may be going distributor dealer networks. For some people, it may be going online and going digital. For some people, it may be building a tech platform. For some people, it may be building an app or a marketplace. For some people, it may be building a hybrid model of manufacturing, trading, and services. Different businesses have different models. First step is for you to learn what are the various profitable, scalable business model strategies, and then from that identify which one's relevant for our industry and adapt it. Does that make sense, everyone? Clear? So this is your first job as a business owner, understanding. Second, people management. Okay. Now, under people management, there are 4 critical activities you need to do as a business owner. So write down the first activity. The first activity is you need to hire based on ASK. Everybody write this. Hire based on ASK. I promised you I will teach you how to hire the right people before we took a break. This is the moment I'm going to teach you that. So it's a very important section. Make sure you write this. Once you're done, write done. So you are 200% paying attention to what I'm saying. Hire based on ASK. Now, consider this. Firstly, what is ASK? Write this. A for attitude, S for skills, K for knowledge. So next to hire based on ASK, write A for attitude, S for skills, K for knowledge. A for attitude, S for skills, K for knowledge. Once you're done writing that, type out done in the chat box. Awesome. So pay attention, everybody. Pay attention. For those of you who are facing a challenge in hiring the right people, the reason why you're facing the challenge of hiring the right people is because you don't have a structured hiring system. Would that be a fair statement for me to make? If yes, type out yes. You don't have a structured hiring system. So what I'm giving you now is a structured hiring framework. Okay. I can also help you build this system, but I can't do that today right now. But I'll give you a structured hiring framework to begin with. And if you need help, I will tell you how I can support you in building this system as well. Okay. Now, for you to have a structured hiring framework, I would recommend a framework which I call as the ask-based hiring. ASK is ask, attitude, skills, and knowledge-based hiring. Now, how does this framework work? Step number 1. Before you go out to look for a candidate, you as a business owner need to list the tasks and activities you expect this person to do in that job role. So step number one is listing tasks and activities of the job role. Okay, you want to write that, you can write that. You just want to understand it, you can understand it. Do whatever suits you. So step number one, listing tasks and activities of the job role. Now I'll tell you why you should list tasks and activities in a detailed manner. How many of you agree when you are putting pen to paper or fingers to the keyboard and listing the tasks and activities you expect that person to do in a particular job role for which you're looking at hiring people, firstly, you get clear what you want that person to do. Yes or no? You get clear what you want that person to do. Now, I'll tell you what most people do. They do a lazy job of going to Chat GPT or Google and looking at a job description, JD document. The JD document you download from Chat GPT or Google is not even practically relevant to your business. So stop being a slave of technology and use your own brains for once. Because those job description documents that you download from Google are written in the language of a five-star hotel's menu card. Long Indian grain with lentils tossed in Indian spices. What is it? Dal khichdi. Job description documents you download from ChatGPT like this. No, your job is to play the role of an interface organization, customers, when the customers are in a moment of grievance and are upset with the organization. So you need to understand the grievance, resolve their problems by using the policies laid out, creating a positive customer experience based on the ethos of the organization. That's what it is. That shit is ChatGPT. And people are thinking ChatGPT is God. When you download a shitty document, 4 pages long, which is filled with fluff written in English language, created by Shatarur, and you give it to a team member, neither you understand it, neither the team member understand it, they keep it in the dicky of the scooter and never read it, and on a rainy day they tear a page and wipe the seat. And you call it a system. Once, ladies and gentlemen, I know technology is great, I know AI is fantastic, but for certain things, use your brains. First, be clear, what do I expect this person to do, and list tasks and activities in a step-by-step sequential manner. Now, once you list tasks and activities in a step-by-step sequential manner that you expect that person to do in the job role, you are clear what you want. Yes or no? Second step. For each task, it's to each task, you write, to do this task, what is the attitude required? What is the skill required? What is the knowledge required? And make a list of attitude, skills, and knowledge required to do every task job role. Now, I'll tell you why you need to make attitude, skills, and knowledge required for every task to be done in the job role is because how many of you agree that attitude, skill, and knowledge list then becomes your evaluation sheet in the interview? Yes or no? You're hiring a salesperson, and I've written the task that this person has to make calls, set up appointments, go for meetings, understand the customer's requirements, and then in the meeting showcase the product or service demo. Then from there gather requirements, then make proposals. Now, if I'm listing the tasks and activities in a step-by-step, juvenile, detailed manner, and I'm writing what attitude, what skill, what knowledge is required, then I have clarity. Attitude required, the person should be confident, the person should be a go-getter, the person should be aggressive, target focus. That should be the attitude. Skill required, the person should be good at questioning, the person should be good at listening, the person should be good at rapport building, the person should have fluency in English, the person should be good in presentation, the person should be good in negotiation, the person should be good in closing. So those are my skills required. The knowledge required, the person should have my product knowledge, my competitor knowledge, my industry knowledge, technical words that the customer will speak. Now, when I make a list of attitude, skill, and knowledge required, and I have that list with me, that is my evaluation sheet in an interview. How many of you realize sitting in a job interview and interviewing a candidate without the list of attitude, skills, and knowledge is a crime? Because when you sit in a job interview without attitude, skills, and knowledge, you are sitting and only judging them for their communication and their dressing sense. And you think that's the be all and end all of talent. This is making sense? How many of you realize more than the candidate, you need to go in prepared? Because some of you, when you schedule an interview, you don't even give it priority and importance. You forget about it. Then a team member comes and says, somebody's come for an interview. They said they have an appointment with you at 12 o'clock. And you're like, you're in another meeting. You're like, yeah, okay, 5 minutes, I'll come. 5 minutes, 5 minutes. And you go ask questions like, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Imagine the candidate says, sir, leave me. Tell me about yourself. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Do you even have an answer? So why are you asking stupid questions? Prepare. Hiring is a science. The science has 3 steps. Step number 1, list the tasks and activities. Step number 2, list the attitude, skills and knowledge required to do the task and activity. And treat the attitude, skill and knowledge list as an evidence gathering or evaluation sheet. Step number 3, for every attitude, every skill, every knowledge, prepare indirect questions. Prepare a task and assignment. Prepare a test paper or an examination paper. Prepare a psychometric assessment. Now, ladies and gentlemen, people struggle with hiring incapable people for their entire life, but they are not willing to put one-time effort to sit and prepare these things. Short-sighted people struggle and then behave like victims, telling talent is not available only in the market. Baba, are you talented enough to attract talent? Let's answer that question first. It's a one-time effort to do this for your business. List tasks and activities, list skills, knowledge and attitude required, and for every skill, knowledge and attitude required, prepare indirect questions, prepare assessments, prepare assignments. If I am looking at hiring a video editor, in the interview, I need to give that person a 3-minute video with a laptop and a video editing software and tell him, in front of me, edit this video and make a 60-second Instagram reel. I need to know how you edit videos. If I'm not giving an assignment, how will I evaluate? If I'm hiring an accountant, I need to give him one sheet from my bank statement, open my Tally accounting on my computer, and in the interview tell him, this is the entries in my bank statement, enter it in Tally, I want to see which account you put what in. This preparation is important. If I'm hiring a salesperson, I need to tell him what my product or service is, and I need to tell him, sell this product or service to me, I am the customer, pitch it to me right now. How many of you realize we need to go prepared with tasks and assignments? We need to go prepared with test paper or examination paper. If I'm running a CCTV camera and home automation service business, I need to have a technical questionnaire. A technical questionnaire. Which are the top 5 brands? What is the basic electrical infrastructure? What kind of
वो मैंने जे नंबर देख के आई हूँ
do we
फ्रिज
need
वाले
copper wire or do we need some other type of wire?
को
How will you evaluate if you are not going prepared with questions, with a test paper, with a task and assignment? How many of you realize this preparation is what builds a system? Yes or no? And that's what puts you in a position to filter and choose the right person. So, based on these 3 steps, if you realize today that hiring is a science, type out science in the chat box. Listing tasks and assignments, listing attitude, skills and knowledge, preparing indirect questions, tasks and assignments, assessments, and a test paper. This is the science of hiring. Now, how many of you would like to build a hiring system based on this ask framework to solve the problem of wrong hires for the rest of your life? How many of you would be willing to spend some time where you sit in a room with me and I take you through the step-by-step process of building the system for your business? For that, you have to be willing to come to Bangalore, no matter where you are. You have to be willing to come to Bangalore. Now, if you're going to sit and say, oh, you come to my city, I'm sorry, you need it, you come to my city. Got it? I'll tell you the date, I'll tell you the time. I'll tell you how much money you need to spend, not on me, but on the food for you to eat when you're sitting. You spend money on the food, rest I'll take care of. To actually make you sit and build your hiring system. Do you think it'll be worth it flying from anywhere in the world to come to Bangalore to do this? Now, if you're thinking your flight so just letting you know, if you are open to it, I will tell you how we can spend time and build this. Got it? Okay. That's your first activity under people management. Hiring based on ask. Write down your second activity under people management. Everybody write down point number 2. Develop people via consistent, respectful, specific feedback. Develop people via consistent, respectful, specific feedback. Develop people via consistent, respectful, specific feedback. Once you're done writing this, step out done in the chat box. Okay. Now pay attention, everybody. Pay attention. Okay. Pay attention to this. When it comes to people management as a company, your job doesn't end at just hiring. Beyond hiring, internally in your organization, you need to have a constant review and feedback system to develop people's capability. Now, please note what I'm saying. You need to have a constant review and feedback system to develop people's capability, not to insult people, lower their confidence, and create conflict. Because most people, in the name of feedback, they remove their frustration on their team members and they expect their team member to be motivated, which is stupidity. If I am abusing my team member, I can't expect that person to be motivated to say, yes, I'll do more. No, you won't. So feedback needs to be consistent, respectful, and specific. What do I mean by this? Again, a classic mistake most business owners make is they don't have a mechanism feedback. They give feedback once in a year, reappraisal discussion. Now, how many of you agree that once in a year before a salary appraisal discussion is of no value? It's actually a cheap negotiation tactic. Yes or no? Feedback needs to be given consistently. So every month, every team member needs to receive feedback. And the feedback needs to, while it's a monthly one-to-one feedback every team member should receive, the feedback needs to be given in a respectful and specific, where specifically you need to tell people what they are doing well, what they're not doing well, and you need to give them a solution of what they need to do differently. You can't give people vague feedback like, think outside the box. They're like, which box? Matchbox or lunchbox? Or pull up your socks. Or think next level. Think bigger. There's a, how can a person implement the feedback of think bigger, think outside the box? Feedback has to be specific and actionable, which means you need to teach your team members, hey, you're doing this well, you're not doing this well. When a customer is saying no, Jack, you are losing your confidence, you're not making enough sales calls after it. That's what you're not doing. So what you need to do differently is, the moment a customer says no, firstly have the mindset that sales is a numbers game. Some will buy, some won't buy. Your mindset has to be, so what, who's next? And in the numbers game, it's a law of averages. So there will be rejections. You can't take rejections personally. So actionable feedback for you. The next time you get a rejection, for the next 5 minutes, make calls. So the rejection doesn't enter your body. Get into momentum mode and make calls. Make at least 5 more calls to set up sales meetings or follow up for more deals. Now this is actionable. It's not saying, be confident. That's not feedback. Give me something that I can do to feel confidence. That is feedback. Is this making sense? I can't tell my team member, be persistent. It doesn't mean anything to him. I have to demonstrate and tell him what does being persistent mean. That when a customer says they're not, you say, hey, listen, I'm not calling you for a sales meeting. I'm calling you because I feel this time where you don't have a requirement is the right time for us to do an introductory relationship building meeting. See, I'm teaching him something that can give him ammunition to challenge the customer's reasons and excuses. Am I saying we get 100% result from it? No. But does the person become more skillful and persistent? Yes. How many of you see, apart from hiring based on attitude, skills and knowledge, we need to develop people with balanced, consistent, respectful, specific, actionable feedback. Yes or no? See, I'm going to say something that's going to hurt some of you, but this is the reality. Some business owners keep complaining that their team is not good, their team is not good, their team is not good. But what you need to realize is the team is a reflection of the leader. If your leadership skills are not that great, obviously you suck at building good teams. Now you feel just because you're technically good in your product or service, the world should come and seek Shagati from you. Not going to happen, my friend. Not going to happen. Just because you are technically good in your product or service doesn't mean people are going to surrender their soul to you. You need to know how to lead people. That's also a skill to develop. Yes or no? So hiring, giving specific, consistent, respectful feedback, which means you need to talk to your team. I know business owners, they have a team, they don't talk. And these business owners pretend like upset mother-in-laws whose face is swollen up and the daughter-in-law doesn't even know what did I do, why is she so upset with me. Express, communicate with your team. You can't expect and not express. If you expect and you're not expressing what you think people have superpowers to read your mind. And I know business owners, they complain to their fellow business owners or their family saying, people don't have commitment to it. Have you addressed it with the team in a respect, not by blaming them and saying, God is testing my patience by giving me people like you. If you say that to somebody, you expect them to be inspired to work for you. What are you? How many of you see building an organization is a skill, my friend? Yes or no? Building an organization is a skill. So hire based on ask, develop people with consistent, respectful, specific feedback. Third activity under people management, do scientific salary appraisals. Write that down. Very important. This is where most conflicts happen. This is where most attrition happens. Write this down. Do scientific salary appraisals. Once you're done writing this, I put done in the chat box. Do scientific salary appraisal. Now, before I describe and break down the framework of a scientific salary appraisal, let me ask you a question. Do you agree that if appraisals are given in a company based on the relationship a team member has with the boss, that's unfair? If you agree that's unfair, type out unfair. Which means if you like a team member, you give a good increment. You don't like a team member, you give a lesser increment. If you agree that's unfair, type out unfair. How many of you also agree that if a team member comes and blackmails you, shows you a message from a competitor and threatens you saying, boss, you are giving 10% increment, competitors offering 30%, and because of that insecurity that you lose this team member, you give 30% and you tell him, don't tell anybody else. That is also unfair. Now, how do you overcome this unfairness in the environment? You overcome this unfairness only by building a scientific salary appraisal system. Now the question is, how do you build a scientific salary appraisal system? Are you ready to learn that, everyone? So pay attention. Step 1. At the start of a financial year, it is your and my job as business owners to create clear individual goals for every team member in every department. Every team member in every department needs to have clear individual goals. Which means what? What do I mean by individual goals? There are 3 parameters to every individual's goal. Number 1 is a result parameter. Based on the job role of the team member, what result should they produce? What parameter will be used to measure that result? That has to be told to them, and how much result they have to be produced has to be told to them. For example, if I have a telecaller on my team and I'm a B2B business and the job of this telecaller is to set up meetings, then I need to tell him that number of meetings set will be a parameter of results for you. You need to set up these many meetings in the year, 200 meetings in the year. Now, that's a result goal. Now, beyond a result goal, I need to also give this individual a skill and knowledge goal. Saying based on the role you are playing of a telecaller, these are the 5 skills you need. You need telephone etiquette, you need fluency in English, you need conversational skills, you need questioning skills, you need listening skills. Okay, and these are the 3 or 4 knowledge areas you need. You need knowledge of corporate brands, you need knowledge of our products and our categories, you need knowledge about our competitors, you need knowledge about critical terminology of our industry. So I'm giving this person a result goal, I'm giving this person a skill and knowledge goal based on the role, and I need to give this person an attitude goal. That hey, the right attitude we expect from a team member in our company is, you need to be an honest person, you need to be punctual, you need to be persistent in your role, you need to have confidence in making calls. So whatever attitude and behavior relevant for that role, I need to give him a list. Now, Say, for example, I've defined the result goal, skill and knowledge goal, attitude goal at the start of the year for every team member. Have I given clarity from my side and fulfilled my responsibility of setting clear expectations, everybody? Yes or no? Have I told this person now clearly what will they be measured on in a transparent manner? Yes or no? There is full transparency. He knows he has to set up 200 appointments in the year. He knows these are his 4 skill areas, 3 knowledge areas. He knows he has his 7, 8 attitude areas. Complete clarity, complete transparency. Okay? Of attitude, skill, knowledge. So ask factor is clear, result factor is clear. Now, achieving the goals is that person's job, yes or no? But if I haven't created goals, and at the end of the year, if I'm sitting for on what basis am I doing my appraisal? Do you realize in most businesses, appraisal meetings without goals being created at the start of the year are like dowry negotiation conversations? How much you want? This much I can give. Oh, you want that much? Not yours, not mine. We'll do this much in between. That's stupid. If I have set clear result goal, skill, knowledge goal, attitude goal, I've set clear expectation. After setting clear expectation at the start of the year, every month I need to do review and feedback. Every month I'm giving feedback. What you're doing well, not doing well, need to do differently. So am I supporting my team member to get better every month by giving feedback, everybody? Yes or no? No, that feedback is recorded. The result is recorded every month. If say 200 meetings in the year divided by, we say average 20 meetings per month, 2 months we write off in Diwali, Dasara. Meetings, he's done 16 meetings some months, 18 meetings per month. We're evaluating the skill, knowledge areas, giving feedback, what he's doing well, not doing well. We're evaluating attitude area, giving feedback, what he's doing well, not doing well. Every month I'm giving input. My team member is seeing that my boss is a good leader. My boss is a capable leader. My team member is inspired by me. Then at the end of the year, I have data. What is the percentage of result achieved? What is the percentage of areas where skill and knowledge growth has been demonstrated, where this person is doing well? What is the percentage where skill and knowledge is not doing well? What is the percentage of attitude doing well? What is the percentage of attitude not doing well? Now, based on the percentage of result achieved and percentage of skill and knowledge and attitude grown demonstrated, can I then do a salary appraisal which is scientific and data driven? Yes or no? Now, I know some of you are listening to this and you're like, Rajiv, all this, no, when I listen, super it sounds, but I don't know how to do it. Okay, you don't know how to do it. You're learning today that this is what needs to be done. Are you willing to learn and sit and do it with me? Because before today, you didn't know what to do. Today, you know what to do. Now I'm telling you, I can also help you to do it. Are you willing to take that help? Because do you realize if you don't take that help, you'll go back knowing what to do, but not knowing how to do it, and then you'll get more frustrated. So go all the way today. Scientific salary appraisal. How many of you agree when you have a data-driven, performance-driven, competence-driven salary appraisal system, there is transparency, there is trust, there is truth, and there is fairness? Yes or no? So it's an important system to build. True or not? Which brings me to the 4th people management activity. Write down. Firing the wrong people. See, as important it is to hire the right people, it's even more important to fire the wrong people. Now, when I say fire the wrong people, I'm not asking you to fire anybody who doesn't achieve targets. I'm not asking you to fire anybody who doesn't achieve goals. I am not asking you to be exploitative or dictatorial. I want you to be a very fair, balanced, caring, giving leader. When I say fire the wrong people, I'm talking about firing people who are cheating the company, stealing from the company, or engaging in sexual harassment activities at the workplace. How many of you agree? Cheating, stealing, sexual harassment, all 3 are legal stuff in the office. Fire the fucker. Most business owners, they don't have the guts to fire because they feel, if I fire, no, who will do that work? So you're trading your soul, okay? You're trading your soul and your values for some transaction. I've seen business owners tell me, Rajiv, my production head is stealing 30,000 rupees worth of raw material and selling it in the black market. I know, but I'm not firing because I'm being smart, Rajiv. See, he managed 20 lakhs worth of production. So I'm thinking 30,000 as incentive. Want to give 30,000 incentive? Give 30,000 incentive. Don't tolerate stealing. Because do you think this person will stop at stealing 30,000 rupees worth of raw material? He will not stop, no. Slowly confidence will grow. From 30,000, he'll steal 50,000 worth of raw material. From 50,000, 75,000. From 75,000, 1 lakh. From there, he will enroll 2 team members and, hey, listen, nobody will do anything over here. You do one thing. 8 o'clock factory shuts. 9 o'clock boss goes home. You and I, 3 of us will stay back. 11 o'clock, we'll call lorry. We'll load 2 lakhs worth of material. We'll send it to the market. I'll sell it. I'll give you guys 20,000. A crime is a crime. You don't want a criminal. You don't negotiate with a terrorist. You fire the terrorist. If you are sitting and negotiating with a terrorist, it means the plane is hijacked. You are no longer the captain of the plane. And you know what makes firing challenging? Everybody asks me what. Type out what in the chat box. Because I'll tell you the real challenge of firing. What makes firing challenging is that these crimes like cheating, stealing, or sexual harassment are mostly done by the most important people in your team. They are done by the senior most staff or the most capable people, because these are the people who develop the ego and arrogance to say, nothing will happen to me over here. Ladies and gentlemen, when you fire a wrong person, will it create a disturbance in your activities and your results for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months? Yes. Yes, it will. But how many of you realize when you fire a person, it sends a message to the rest of the team on what is acceptable, what is not acceptable here, and that creates a culture for the rest of your life. Now I tell you, look, I can't make decisions for you. I have to just put out reality for what it is. If you are giving yourself a justification to not fire somebody who's a criminal in your workplace, and you're giving that justification to yourself saying, I can't fire, I'm a good human being, I'm an empathetic human being, I'm a soft person. You're not soft, you're not nice, you're not good, you're gutless. Workplace. The reality is this: when you fire a person who you think without whom everything will collapse, things don't collapse, things actually get better. How many of you have experienced that yourself, where you had a person you wanted to fire, you were too scared to make that decision, and you thought everything will collapse, but after you fired, things actually improved for better? How many of you have such a practical experience in your life? If you do, type out me in the chat box. Type out me in the chat box. Nikun says me, Swati says me, okay, Aarti says me, Sana says me, Aman Chaudhary says me, Donta says me, Pratik says me, Roshni says me, Bhupen says me, Akshay says me, Shivraj says me, Rohit says me. The number of me's are increasing. Now, why am I naming these people? Because I am sending a message to the rest of you that these are business owners just like you attending today's workshop, and they concur with what I'm saying, that don't live under the illusion that one person is so crucial without whom everything will collapse. If somebody is cheating or engaging in sexual harassment, fire fearlessly. Protect the culture, you will see things improve. Does that make sense? So, ladies and gentlemen, how many of you realize it's your work in your business? This is your work. Now, how many of you are realizing that you being busy in sitting and servicing every single client is actually a distraction from you building an organization and a business? Your job is management. Strategy management, to create a business model which is profitable and scalable. People management, which is to hire right, develop people, do salary appraisals fairly, fire the wrong people. And your third responsibility under management is functional management. Write down functional management. And below functional management, please make a note of this. Create systems, build teams, review functions.
Welcome to the king.
Once you're done writing this, type out done in the chat box. Awesome. Now, like I said earlier, marketing, sales, operations, human resources, accounts, management. In every function, first step is for us to create what is a system? A step-by-step process to be followed and a review mechanism to review the step-by-step process. So we need to build standard operating procedures where we need to sit and document step-by-step activities that have to be done so anybody can do those activities and achieve that result. Now this documentation of standard operating procedure, this documentation of reporting templates, entering data, this sounds boring, yes or no? But here's the truth, my friend. Boring makes money. Boring makes money. Most people don't understand this. They say, Rajiv, I can go and meet customer myself. Why to sit and make sales script, sales tracker, all this and all is boring. You can go meet customer. It is very entertaining to sit and talk to a customer. But please understand, if you're the only one who's doing this, you will do this for the rest of your life and still not make money. But if you build systems of selling, okay? If you build systems of selling, systems of marketing, systems of operations, systems of accounting, systems of human resources, and then you bring in teams, one by one. Look, even if you're struggling, some of you have this super excuse. This is struggling. This is struggling.
Karthik kada.
So, if you have a good quality product or service, or business is struggling because your product or service is shit, then build the product or service to be capable. Don't scam people by selling them.
Morning, Aniji.
Business is basic fundamentals. Your job is to stick to the fundamentals. Create systems, build teams. In marketing, in sales, in operations, in accounts, in human resources. Don't do everything simultaneously. It's not possible. Do it one after the other. While you're living with your chaos and firefighting for survival, do this also. And then when you reach a stage where systems and teams are established, then all you need to do is review. And keep improving. And through that continuous improvement, you'll reach your moment of excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to take a look at this slide and make a picture of it in your head. This is your work. Anything you do beyond this is actually a temptation and a distraction. This is number one priority. Beyond this, if you have time, please go for sales meetings. If you have passion, please engage in projects. If you enjoy marketing, please do it by yourself. But doing this is number one priority because this is the foundation on which you can build a business. Yes or no? So for how many of you, this slide is an important realization about where you need to put your time and talent and what skills you need to develop so that you can do these activities. So while I've broken down your role for